So good morning, everyone. Like I said, just
Good morning, sir.
good
Good
morning,
morning.
everyone. So this should be an enlightening session for those who are uh, new to using RMI, and for those who are already using it. If you have any queries, like I said, you can jump them in. I will start from a basic standpoint because you may not have used it before. There are also certain basics related to how you use a momentum indicator that are important when we are actually looking at something like this. So that becomes relevant because then you can choose the right signals and not all the false signals. Sort of minimizes your poor trades when you're actually doing that. And that is what we'll try to do. So let me just start by sharing my presentation. We'll start with the PPT, then look at the examples and look at actual charts. That's how we'll go about it. Just give me a second. Share screen. Yeah.
सर थोड़ा हिंदी में भी बताइए, अच्छा से समझ में आएगा हम लोग को।
जरूर। हिंदी हिंदी में भी बोल सकता हूँ। अच्छा है आपने बोल दिया, नहीं तो मुझे ध्यान नहीं रहता है। डिफॉल्ट लैंग्वेज है अंग्रेजी। तो फास्ट एंड नॉइजलेस बाइसेल सिग्नल, इसका मतलब है कि जितना नॉइज आता है, जितनी आवाज आ रही है बाजार में से, उसको साफ करना। एक स्मूथ इंडिकेटर चाहिए था 1990s में। मैं जब बाजार को एक्सप्लोर कर रहा था, तो एक्सप्लोर करते करते सबसे पहले आप डायरेक्शन जब देखते हो, बाजार चलता है रुकता है, चलता है रुकता है, इतना तो सबको समझ में आता है। कोई भी चीज स्ट्रेट लाइन में नहीं जाती है। और जब भी वो चलता है फिर रुकता है, आपको सिग्नल्स चाहिए कि हाँ चलना बंद हो गया। तो वॉलेटिलिटी इंडिकेटर सबसे पहले ध्यान में आते हैं। वॉलेटिलिटी इंडिकेटर्स थोड़े स्मूथ हैं। रेट ऑफ चेंज को हम लोग अगर प्लॉट करते हैं तो बहुत ही एररेटिक होता है, बहुत नॉइज आता है उसमें। बट रेट ऑफ चेंज ही हमारा बेसिस, क्योंकि बेसिस ऑफ मोमेंटम इज रेट ऑफ चेंज। बट उसका थोड़ा स्मूथनिंग जरूरी हो जाता है। जो जब वॉलेटिलिटी बेस्ड इंडिकेटर्स देखे तो वो काफी स्मूथ थे, बट वो डायरेक्शन नहीं देते। वो अगर बाजार बढ़ता है तो भी वॉलेटिलिटी बढ़ती है, अगर बाजार गिरता है तो भी वॉलेटिलिटी बढ़ती है। तो डायरेक्शन लेस हो जाता है। इसलिए प्योर मोमेंटम ही इस्तेमाल करना जरूरी हो गया। सो दैट इज वाई वी यूज प्योर मोमेंटम विच इज डायरेक्शनल। मतलब अगर बढ़ेगा तो इंडिकेटर ऊपर जाए और जब घटेगा तो इंडिकेटर नीचे जाए। अब इसमें सिर्फ एक डिफरेंस लेना है कि हम लोग कौन से बाई सिग्नल्स को इंपॉर्टेंस दें, कौन से सेल सिग्नल्स को इंपॉर्टेंस दें। दैट बिकम्स द क्रिटिकल पॉइंट, जिससे कि हम सही वाले सिग्नल्स पकड़ सके। देर इज ऑल्सो समथिंग नोन एज द, व्हेन यू यूजिंग स्ट्राइक, वी हैव क्रिएटेड समथिंग नोन एज द रोहित ट्रेड सेटअप, जो कि हम लोग लोगों को सिखाते हैं और उस पर भी थोड़ी चर्चा करेंगे। एंड देन देर इज द स्कैनर टू बी एबल टू फाइंड स्टॉक्स क्विकली, क्योंकि हजारों स्टॉक को तो हम लोग देख नहीं सकते कि कहाँ सिग्नल्स आ रहे हैं, कौन से सबसे जरूरी सिग्नल्स हैं, कहाँ पे क्रिटिकल टर्निंग पॉइंट्स हैं। उसको आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए स्कैनर जो है हमारा काम काफी आसान कर देते हैं। राइट, सो दिस इज द फ्लो थ्रू। We start first by understanding what is RMI and how do you use an indicator, and then we can actually look at the rest. Okay. So now for that there are a couple of slides. You may get these later on, but I will directly start with a screen where I can show you what it is, and then you'll see how those points get covered. सो जो मेन इंडिकेटर है, कोई भी इंडिकेटर, दो दो तरह के इंडिकेटर्स होते हैं। कुछ तो हैं जो 0 और 100 के बीच में घूमते हैं, जैसे कि RSI, विलियम्स परसेंटेज, स्टोकेस्टिक, ये सब जो हैं 0 और 100, मतलब दो लाइन होते हैं चार्ट पे। ओके, हम लोग अगर चार्ट के बेसिस पे सोचेंगे तो ऐसे कुछ दो लाइन होते हैं। एक 0 पे रहता है, एक 100 पे रहता है। टिपिकली हम लोग कहते हैं अरे 20 के नीचे ओवरसोल्ड हो गया, 80 के ऊपर ओवरबॉट हो गया। सो दिस इज व्हाट वी कॉल एज अ रेंज बाउंड इंडिकेटर, क्योंकि नीचे में 0 है, ऊपर में 100 है, इसके बाहर ये जा नहीं सकता। ओके, सम इंडिकेटर्स लाइक RSI आर गुड, बट प्रॉब्लम इन इंडिकेटर्स का क्या है कि अगर बाजार बहुत ही स्ट्रांग तेजी में है तो ये इंडिकेटर जो है वो ऊपर नीचे जाते ही रहते हैं। और ऊपर जाके फिर यहाँ अटक जाते हैं, इधर अटक जाते हैं। दे डोंट कीप ट्रेंडिंग, सो दे डोंट स्टे लाइक दिस। ये एक फर्क है। तो इस चीज को, अगर तेजी चलती जा रही, यू वांट समथिंग दैट इज मोर लाइक दिस rather देन लाइक दिस, देन लाइक दिस, देन लाइक दिस। ओके, सो दैट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन रेंज बाउंड एंड नॉन रेंज बाउंड इंडिकेटर्स। तो नॉन रेंज बाउंड इंडिकेटर्स कौन से हैं? सबसे पॉपुलर इंडिकेटर है MACD। जिसका फुल फॉर्म है मूविंग एवरेज कन्वर्जेंस डाइवर्जेंस। ये क्या करता है कि दो मूविंग एवरेजेस लेता है, एक शॉर्ट टर्म एक लॉन्ग टर्म, और दोनों का जो फर्क है, जो डिफरेंस है, उसको प्लॉट कर देता है। तो ये जब प्लॉट करता है, वेन एवर द डिफरेंस इज जीरो, वेन द टू एवरेजेस आर क्रॉसिंग ईच अदर, दे क्रॉस समथिंग नोन एज द जीरो लाइन। तो ये जीरो लाइन जो है, दिस इज द पॉइंट एट विच वी कंसिडर दैट मोमेंटम इज जीरो। तो आरएमआई में भी ऐसा ही कुछ है। इट इज अ नॉन रेंज बाउंड इंडिकेटर, बट इसका एडवांटेज क्या है कि दुनिया भर एमएसीडी यूज कर रही है, एंड आई वांटेड समथिंग फास्टर, क्योंकि एमएसीडी का सिग्नल जो है कई बार मूव होने के बाद आता है। Okay, of course, momentum indicators will always be delayed, but can we reduce the delay? Instead of 4 days later, can we get the buy signal or sell signal 3 days later, or 2 days later? And that is what we have done by smoothening and also giving higher weightage to the shorter time period in the overall calculation, because then that's how you get the indicator to move fast. तो ये फास्ट भी मूव करे और जल्दी भी सिग्नल दे, ये दोनों बातें होनी चाहिए, एंड दैट इज द एंड रिजल्ट दैट वी ट्राई टू क्रिएट। सो नाउ व्हेन देयर इज अ जीरो लाइन, दैट जीरो लाइन शुड बी थॉट ऑफ कि यहाँ पे मोमेंटम मतलब स्पीड जो है भाव का बढ़ने का घटने का, वो जीरो हो गया, शून्य हो गया। इसके ऊपर नीचे जरूर चलेगा, सो इट विल बी, अभी हम लोग ये थियोरेटिकल देख रहे हैं कि थियोरेटिकली कैसे घूमेगा। तो थियोरेटिकली इट विल मूव समथिंग लाइक दिस। ओके, अप एंड डाउन समथिंग लाइक दिस, दिस इज द थियोरेटिकल डिजाइन, कि कोई चीज एक ऊपर नीचे जाए। जो लोग गणित से ज्यादा परेशान नहीं होते हैं, वो इस चीज को समझेंगे कि इट्स अ साइन कर्व, इट्स लाइक अ साइन कर्व, जो कि अप एंड डाउन जाता है, बट साइन कर्व का भी एक रेंज होता है। इस केस में हम लोग कह रहे हैं रेंज रेंज नहीं है। और इसमें बाई सेल सिग्नल्स लाने के लिए वी पुट वन मोर थिंग, वी से कि ओके, ये जो है ये रेड लाइन, दिस इज माय बेस इंडिकेटर विच इज आरएमआई, विच इज नथिंग बट द मोमेंटम ऑफ द मार्केट। ओके, मार्केट किस स्पीड के, किस किस गति से चल रहा है। और बाइसेगल सिग्नल्स के लिए इसके साथ साथ हम लोग एक और लाइन प्लॉट कर देते हैं, एंड दैट इज दी 9 डे एवरेज ऑफ द ब्लैक लाइन इटसेल्फ। ये 9 डे जो जो ब्लैक लाइन है विच इज द इंडिकेटर, इसका हम लोग एक 9 डे एवरेज प्लॉट कर देते हैं। तो इसके पीछे पीछे चलता है ये, बिकॉज इट्स एन एवरेज, राइट? फ्यू डेज बिहाइंड इट विल बी 9 डे एवरेज ऑफ द ब्लैक लाइन विल बी स्लाइटली बिहाइंड द ब्लैक लाइन। तो ये जब थोड़ा सा पीछे चलता है, तो इस तरह जाता है इसके पीछे पीछे, एंड वेर एवर देर इज अ क्रॉस ओवर लाइक दिस, वी से दैट दिस इज अ बाय सिग्नल, then we say this is a sell signal, and so on and so forth. So buy and sell signals keep coming. This is the theoretical design of how any momentum indicator will work, and so does the RMI also. Okay, now in reality, it is not always so straightforward. So now let us try to take a realistic perspective of what really happens, and why this line which I've drawn in between. What is the importance of this zero line right in between the whole thing? Okay. The importance of the zero line we'll understand just as I give you the example कि रियल लाइफ में जो है ये इंडिकेटर इस तरह बिहेव नहीं करने वाला है। तो इसका मैं रंग भी बदल देता हूँ, चलो ग्रीन कर देता हूँ, ग्रीन या फिर समथिंग से ब्राउन। ओके, तो नाउ व्हेन वी आर लुकिंग एट दिस इंडिकेटर, बेसिकली इट मे मूव अप। ओके, इट विल गो समथिंग लाइक दिस। ओके, एंड सो इट विल हैव जाइरेशंस, बट हमने इसको काफी स्मूथ कर दिया है कि जाइरेशन कम हो, कभी कभी ऐसे भी होगा। ओके, सो ये दोनों सिनेरियोज में इसका जब मैं एवरेज इसके ऊपर मैं लगाऊंगा, मूविंग एवरेज, इन सम केसेस इट विल बी वेरी स्मूथ, इट विल गो लाइक दिस, बट एट सम पॉइंट देयर विल बी अ क्रॉसओवर, देन इट विल बी लाइक दिस, एंड देन देयर विल बी अ सिचुएशन लाइक दिस। ओके, सो नाउ वी हैव टू सिचुएशंस हियर। एक में तो यहाँ पे बाय आया, जैसे कि यहाँ पे बाय आया। ओके, और यहाँ पे सेल आया। ये स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड है। यूजुअली बहुत ही मोमेंटम फास्ट मार्केट में इस तरह के स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड सिग्नल्स आते हैं कि क्लीन बाय के बाद पूरा ट्रेंड राइड होता है, उसके बाद सेल आता है। बट यू डू सी सर्टेन विपसॉज, विपसॉज मतलब सम फॉल्स सिग्नल्स इन बिटवीन, समथिंग लाइक दिस। तो इस चीज को हम लोग कैसे डील करेंगे? इसका क्या मतलब है कि यहाँ पे जब ये क्रॉस ओवर हो रहा है, इसका क्या मतलब वापस बाई सिग्नल है, मुझको क्या इस चीज को दोबारा ले लेना है? दिस बिकम्स द क्वेश्चन। नाउ वील लुक एट हाउ टू remove these bad signals But in our mind, the most important buy and sell signals, and in this scenario, let us say it is a bullish market, then we want to buy. The most important buy signals are those which come from after the brown line has gone below the zero line. मतलब ये जब नीचे चला जाता है इसके, and then when you get a buy signal over here, this is the relevant buy signal. Everything else, okay, everything else in between is not. So those are all the false signals. Okay, so this is a false buy. This is a false buy signal over here. Okay. So what understanding this, what does it do? कि एक बार मुझे यहाँ अगर सेल हो गया मेरा कहीं पे बीच में, तो उसके बाद मुझे इंतजार करना है. सो दिस इज हाउ यू ब्रिंग पेशेंस. वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम्स पीपल हैव टोल्ड मी कि हाउ डू आई डिसिप्लिन माई सेल्फ, हाउ डू आई गेट पेशेंस इन द मार्केट, एंड द आंसर लाइज इन द हाउ यू यूज द इंडिकेटर. हम लोग अगर कंफ्यूज हो जाएंगे तो बहुत बहुत लफड़ा हो जाता है. बट इफ यू आर फोकस्ड कि नहीं, अगर ये मेरा ट्रेड मिस हो गया है, ओके, ये ट्रेड मेरा मिस हो गया है जो सामने हमें दिख रहा है, विच इज फ्रॉम ईयर टू ईयर, ये ट्रेड मेरा मिस हो गया, तो मैं क्या करूंगा? मुझे यहां से यहां इंतजार करना है. यहां पे मुझे क्या करना है? इंतजार, विच इज नोन एज पेशेंस. ना वेरी फ्यू पीपल हैव इट, but if you don't have it, you need something to help you garner that patience, and that is what we are trying to really push over here, that the indicator should bring you patience. Miss ho gaya to wait for the proper next signal, no problem. I know the problem is that oh itne dino ke liye you have this FOMO, fear of missing out. But the only way you can be on the right side of the market and get fewer bad signals, not get caught on the wrong side, is by not getting carried away. So this can give you patience. The other thing is immediate question people ask. Okay, when we say this is कि ये जो बाय सिग्नल आया, ये तो इधर जीरो लाइन के नीचे आया, तो क्या एवरी बाय, और ये भी जीरो लाइन के नीचे है, तो क्या एवरी बाय सिग्नल इज should be below the zero line? The answer is no. So where should it be? It should be after touching the zero line. So see, on the right hand side, we have fallen, this brown indicator fell below the zero line, and then say it goes up again. Okay. And the red indicator, which is the average of this, okay, from here, it may come down and then cross over here. And the black line, which we have at the zero line, which we have over here, maybe something like this. So in this scenario, what ended up happening is that you touch the zero line, perfect, that requirement is complete. After that, we got a buy signal over here. Is this buy signal relevant because it is above the crossover is above the zero line? The answer is yes, it is also a relevant buy signal. Okay, the only thing important over here was not that it comes below the zero line. What was important is that the main indicator, which is RMI, right? Brown में जो हमने डाला है, ये क्या है? It is RMI. तो ये जो RMI है, इसको जीरो टच करना चाहिए. उसके बाद बाय सिग्नल जीरो लाइन के नीचे आया या उसके बाद ऊपर आया, that is not important. So this is also a good buy signal, this one. So we have indicated three good buy signals. One is this, one is this, and one is this. These are all good. Okay. Which are the false signals? You saw them in blue. I've marked it here. I mark it here also. I mark it here also. All these are false. तो यहाँ पे जब एक बार बाय आ गया, तो ये सब जो सिग्नल्स है इनका क्या करूं मैं? तो नाउ आई विल एक्सप्लेन दैट. In the first case, when I explained RSI, मैंने बताया कि RSI goes up or any other indicator goes up to 80, 90, which are range bound, and then they stay over there, but market keeps going higher. So we like an indicator that keeps going higher. But momentum also at some point of time will slow down. So at some point of time, this momentum reaches a peak, okay, highest level. And then after that, it makes a lower top. But stock might still be rising, but it is slowing down. This slowing down is showing up as a divergence, and after that, prices actually reverse. So throughout this period, I want to hold. So how will I hold? So there are two ways to do this. Method number one is I can draw a trend line. Okay, so I can draw a trend line. I can say when the trend line breaks and I get a sell signal, that is the most important sell signal. Or I can use a moving average. So I can use something like a 20 or 21 day EMA, DMA, whatever you like. You can plot it below this price. Okay, I usually use the DMA simply because Bollinger Bands के साथ वो plot हो जाता है. तो मुझे कुछ करना नहीं पड़ता है. And I typically plot the bands because they also show me volatility along with momentum. And so when I plot the 20-day average, if prices close below the average and I get a sell signal, both of them happen here simultaneously. Okay. That is when I consider that this is a good sell signal. The other two were false. So here there was a false sell signal, this one. Okay, this was also a false sell signal, this one. This one is the more relevant one. So when you hold on to it by doing this little combination of two things, you can ride this trend to the furthest level, which means जब तक trend on है, चल रहा है, new highs बन रहे हैं, I don't really need to bother about it. You can also think in terms of higher highs and lows. You see the indicator is making higher bottoms, higher bottoms. It's only when it starts making a lower top and then a lower bottom that it's really a concern. But even that sometimes, markets are such that उसके बाद भी कभी कभी वो 20-day average से घूम के ऊपर चला जाता है. So it's good to have a combination to remove the bad signals. Okay. But the next buy signal will only come after you have touched the zero line. Abhitta, I think is clear to people now. Some people may want to know, do we do the same on the sell side? Short maybe yahi chalega. The answer is yes, but how? So before we look at that, first let us just look at an example of this chart. Okay. And then we'll come back to this looking at sell because sell signals work well in a different type of market, not in every. तेजी के बाजार में sell signal आएगा, but market will consolidate. Not necessarily that it's going to fall. So it leads to what? It leads to buy, exit, buy, exit, buy, exit. You don't do long short, long short, long short in a bullish market because on the short side, the market will not fall much and you will actually not make much. So, and many times you will just end up hitting your stop. So you don't want to trade both sides of this kind of a market. Okay, that is a bull market. So now we go to strike and see where do you access these charts. So moment you go here and you want to look at the RMI, आप कोई भी इंडेक्स या इंडिकेटर ऊपर से नाम टाइप करके खोले और उसके चार्ट्स पे जाएं. Now moment you click on charts over here, okay, what will happen? You will open up the chart usually on the daily time frame, okay, and after that what you see is that we are set up here under something known as Rohit setup. So this drop down menu has three possibilities: interactive chart, Rohit setup, and strike valuation. The Rohit setup has everything that I've just spoken about. I said I always plot the Bollinger Band. It has the 20-day average. It also has a 40-day average. And it has the RMI at the bottom because these are 3, 4 indicators that I find sufficient to identify the best trade setups that I want to look at. Okay, so if I have opened this and this is what I'm looking at, then fine, this is what I'm looking at. Now, so it usually by default will open in Rohit setup. Now you may say, नहीं मेरे को तो plain chart चाहिए, मुझे blank chart चाहिए, खुद का analysis करना है. You can go to interactive chart. You will get a blank chart. You can plot whatever indicator you want, including the RMI if you want to plot it here. The other advantage of going to the interactive chart right now is we have put lower time frames. Rohit setup पे अभी तक हमने 5 minutes को activate नहीं किया है. But if you want to look at a 5 minute chart and you want to use the RMI on a 5 minute chart, so if you're an intraday trader, okay, then you can actually do this. So here you find this hourly is buy. Now, usually if you're trading a very low time frame, like I said, intraday in this scenario, then you want fast moving stocks, which have a lot of momentum. That reduces the chances of bad signals on a very low time frame, like a 5 and 15 minute combination. The third thing you see over here is strike valuation setups. Okay, for those who are interested, you want to see the historical valuation on any parameter. You can drop down, choose your parameter for the particular stock, choose the time frame, and it gives you three things together, which is the valuation at the bottom, price on the top, and momentum in the right in between. So तीनों चीजें देख सकते हो कि valuation high है but momentum buy sell high है कि नहीं. Now this is a third chart. I'm not going into detail on the other functionalities because the discussion today is on the RMI, which is the Rohit setup. So when we come to the Rohit setup, if you want to expand this chart, okay, I can click on this menu below and I can expand it so I can have a bigger screen in front of me. Okay, I'll go to index for the same thing simply because it has more data. IRD is more recently listed. Okay, so here I'm looking at a monthly chart of the RMI on the Nifty. This should sort of give you an idea of what I've been speaking of. For example, in fact, I'm going all the way to 2008. Now that you're aware of the signaling process, you'll be able to appreciate that this is the first signaling here, buy signal, buy signal. We are getting a couple of buy signals down here at the bottom. Okay, and after that, once it has started to trend up, okay, what happened? You got a sell signal here. Is this sell signal an important one? Not if it doesn't break the average, right? It didn't break. This orange line here is the 20-day average. So throughout this period, you see there are multiple buy sells happening. But from a trend perspective, it is holding this level all the way till the end of the bull market in 2008. So from 2003 to 2008, for almost 5 years, we did not really break this level. And only when we did, this sell signal actually confirms that the bull market is over. Okay. Now, in this case, of course, this bull market corrected in a very, very big way. Sometimes you get a consolidation, right? You get a 1 year consolidation, which is more like this and more like this. Now, when you see this entire period, because volatility was lower, and you are not really going through bull and bear markets, but a lot of sideways, patterns were there in terms of individual sectors not participating, especially core economic sectors. A lot of the money was going into FMCG, pharma, uh, BFSI. Those were, I think, the booming sectors of that period. So what you see in this kind of a phase, you see very, very clear signals. Okay, there's one, I think, whipsaw over here, but apart from that, the next sell signal here, the next sell signal here, okay, pretty much played out directly. But you have some noise, you have this noise here, but this also protected, I think, on an overall basis, the levels are protected. Here also, you had a couple of signals. Throughout this, it was holding the 20 month till COVID happened. Okay. So couple of divergences, and then we do pay attention to the sell signal that follows. We can sometimes do that even with trend lines. So the trend lines for this period, if we draw and that breaks, it's sort of a sign that following this noise, it is a finally reversed. But here now, most current bull market post COVID, this sell signal occurred. What happened here? Prices touched the 20 month, 20 month, and now they've taken off. So essentially, this is a continuation of the previous trend. It is not over. Okay, just like here, but except that the indicator came down a lot more, but it did not touch the zero line. So now you'll say on a monthly basis, this is not a fresh buy signal. Answer is yes, it's a continuation of the previous trend. So it is a buy on dip opportunity. Say, for example, if we use a reverse logic, each of these declines to the average or the trend line support were essentially buying opportunities. Because that level did not break and the indicator continues to swing on the upside. So one, we can look at that as the entry point when your risk reward is very, very close to the average. Or else you'll say, अरे इधर buy करने के बाद दोबारा buy करने का opportunity ही नहीं है. Yes, on a monthly chart, that is true. If you're that long-term an investor, you got invested and then you're not bothered for the next 5 years. But if you're not that type of a long-term investor, or even if you need to deploy fresh capital at different stages of the bull market, then what will you do? So this takes us to the next part of the theory. The next part of the theory, and this is okay. Before I go there, I should talk about short signals also, right? That's what I said I will do. So we looked at the buy signals. What about the sell signals? I'm just going to go to a weekly chart because we may get a lot more noise and information over there. Okay. The sell signals are also relevant, but note what I said is that you get very clean buy sell signals when you are in a range bound market, bearish market, up down market. So in that phase, every buy signal is a buy, every sell signal is a sell. So let's take this period, 2021, 2022, when the Nifty was gyrating up and down thousands of points. Then in that phase, these signals are very clear. You got a sell signal here, it sold off. You got a buy signal here, it went up, sell, it went down, buy, sell, buy. So very limited whipsawing is happening because you're in a downward to sideways kind of phase. These kind of phases typically are very, very great for trading because immediate signals can be taken to act upon. Okay, but when you're trending, like in a bullish market, what I mentioned is relevant, that you actually hold on to some kind of average or trend line, and not till that is not broken, you don't see a trend reversal. So all these whipsaws are not taken as sell signals. So knowing the difference between this type of and that type of market is relevant. Sometimes we can do that by looking at a higher time frame. ओके, हायर टाइम फ्रेम का मतलब है कि मैं अगर वीकली चार्ट पे जाऊंगा, ओके, वीकली चार्ट पे यहाँ पे सेल सिग्नल आ गया, सो लेट अस जस्ट मार्क दिस, यहाँ पे वीकली चार्ट पे कहीं ना कहीं सेल सिग्नल आ गया। तो यहाँ पे जब वीकली चार्ट पे सेल सिग्नल आया, तो इसके बाद जितने डेली चार्ट पे मेरे सेल सिग्नल्स आ रहे हैं, तो लेट्स गो बैक टू द डेली चार्ट, ओके, एंड वी हैव दिस टाइम पीरियड मार्क्ड। इसके बाद जितने सेल सिग्नल्स आ रहे हैं, दे विल बी डायरेक्शनल। मतलब अब ये सेल सिग्नल्स बाय सिग्नल से ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, बट इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट नाउ टू डू द रिवर्स, कि यहाँ पे सेल सिग्नल ये रेलेवेंट है, हाँ, ये बाय सेल सिग्नल्स जो यहाँ पे हो रहे हैं, इनका मैं क्या करूं, सेम लॉजिक रिवर्स में है, या एवरेज है, इसके ऊपर गया ही नहीं भाव। तो द नेक्स्ट रिवर्सल इज ओनली हियर व्हेन इट एक्चुअली टर्न्स बाय, क्रॉसेस द एवरेज, देन वी गॉट एन एक्चुअल रिवर्सल। इसके बाद जो सेल सिग्नल आ रहा है, ये दिस इज द नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट सेल सिग्नल। सो दिस इज द सेकंड वन, ओके, सो दिस वाज द फर्स्ट S, this is the second S, this was relevant because then it fell a lot. Again यहाँ से buy आया, went above zero, and then when you got this, this is the third relevant sell signal, and so on and so forth. So the sell signals also are relevant after the green line goes above or touches the zero line. That is the main point I was trying to make here. And the ones that are occurring below, this is the noise phase. So exactly the opposite of what we were seeing for the bullish scenario has to be applied to the selling scenario, except that selling scenarios are more viable when you are in a overall downtrend, which we can measure by looking at a higher time frame. मतलब डेली चार्ट है ये, और हमने ये कैसे डिसाइड किया, वीकली चार्ट पे जब सेल सिग्नल आया, तो डेली चार्ट के सेल सिग्नल्स को हमने इंपॉर्टेंस देना शुरू किया. सो दैट इज वेयर वी आर यूजिंग टू टाइम फ्रेम्स. ओके, आई एम यूजिंग डेली एंड वीकली इन कॉम्बिनेशन, कि वीकली पे सेल है, डेली पे बाय है, तो मुझे क्या करना है, डेली में, वीकली में अगर बाय है और डेली में सेल है, तो मुझे क्या करना है, आंसर इज नथिंग, क्योंकि when the bullish trend is strong, the pullbacks are small. That's what I mentioned. So you don't want to try and catch the pullbacks in a bull market. So you will do buy exit, buy exit, buy exit. You will not do buy sell, buy sell. Like sell मतलब you will not do long short, long short, long short. Okay, you will do long exit, long exit. बट बेरिश मार्केट, साइडवेज मार्केट होगा इस तरह का, देन यू कैन एक्चुअली ट्रेड बोथ साइड्स. यू कैन डू लॉन्ग शॉट, लॉन्ग शॉट, लॉन्ग शॉट, क्योंकि दोनों तरफ के बड़े बड़े मूव्स बनते हैं इस तरह के मार्केट में. नीचे भी ज्यादा गिरता है, ऊपर भी ज्यादा बढ़ता है. वंस यू हैव द हायर टाइम फ्रेम टेलिंग यू कि यस वी आर नॉट इन अ पॉजिटिव मार्केट, एक बार वीकली चार्ट पे वो ट्रेंड चेंज हो गया, देन स्लोली यू शिफ्ट बैक टू trading only the long side again. So that is something that you have to do, which is part of using two time frames simultaneously to do something like this. Now, if you're a long-term investor, what will you do? You will do the same thing, but your time frames will be different. You will look at monthly and weekly. अब बोलोगे मंथली में तेजी है, मुझे दोबारा इन्वेस्ट करना है, दैट इज द क्वेश्चन वी वर ट्राइंग टू आंसर. मुझे दोबारा इन्वेस्ट करना है, तो मैं क्या करूंगा, आई विल वेट फॉर द वीकली टू गो इन टू सेल, कम बैक टू जीरो, एंड देन गिव अ फ्रेश बाय सिग्नल. तो जब वीकली में बाय सिग्नल नया आएगा और मंथली में ऑलरेडी बाय सिग्नल है, एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम आई एम एबल टू मेक माई सेकेंड एंट्री इन टू द मार्केट, and so on. So I can pay attention to lower time frame signals to participate at various points in the bull run, because monthly will remain long only. उसका next buy signal तो अगले bull market में आने वाला है. So till that point of time, what am I going to do? Okay. And also, if you're very close to the 20-month average, then that is also a good point of entry. ठीक है, तो इतना तो लोगों को समझ में आ गया. नाउ दिस होल थिंग अबाउट यूजिंग टू टाइम फ्रेम्स, डेली, वीकली, एंड देन डूइंग इट अक्रॉस स्टॉक्स, हाउ डू वी डू इट? क्योंकि ये तो निफ्टी है, मेरे को 4 स्टॉक ढूंढने जिसमें ये सेटअप है, और हजारों स्टॉक्स हैं, तो डू आई नीड टू रियली सिंपली गो एंड कीप स्कैनिंग ईच स्टॉक? सो आई गो लुक एट, ओके निफ्टी 50 के गेनर क्या हैं, लूजर क्या हैं, इसमें क्या सेटअप है, एक एक खोलूंगा, सब पे आरएमआई डालना है, लॉन्ग प्रोसेस. सो लेट अस स्पीड इट अप. So let's just scan. So what I have here, we have is something known as the RMI scanner. The RMI scanner does a very, very simple thing. It shows you the signals across time frames for whatever basket you may choose. The basket here you're seeing is indices. है ना? So this has all the indices that are there on the NSE listed with showing you whether it's in a long or short on hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, all time frames. तो जिस टाइम फ्रेम पे सिग्नल क्या आ रहा है वो आपको दिख रहा है. बट यू मे नॉट वांट दिस, लाइक वी सेड वी वांट स्टॉक्स. तो चलो हम लोग के इंडेक्स तो हमने समझ लिया इंडेक्स पे क्या हो रहा है. वी वांट स्टॉक्स. वी वांट स्टॉक्स फ्रॉम विच बास्केट? लेट्स से वी वांट स्टॉक्स फ्रॉम द एफएनओ बास्केट. क्या क्या सेटअप चाहिए मुझे? ऐसे स्टॉक्स चाहिए जो कि मैं 2-3 हफ्ते के लिए होल्ड कर सकता हूँ. मतलब आई वांट दो स्टॉक्स विच आर बुलिश ऑन द वीकली चार्ट. ओके, बट आई शुड बी गेटिंग अ बाय सिग्नल ऑन द डेली चार्ट. ओके, एंड एवरी डे देयर सी, हर बार तो सेम नहीं होगा. एवरी डे देयर इज गोइंग टू बी, आई एम सॉरी, दिस इज द डाउ ट्रेंड स्कैनर. आई डोंट नो हाउ डिड आई स्विच टू दैट. एनीवे, coming back, yeah, so this is the FNO basket. So the what was the setup I was talking about? I was saying weekly में जो बाय हैं एंड डेली में जिसमें नया बाय सिग्नल आ रहा है, ओके, न्यू बाय सिग्नल्स, दैट इज व्हाट आई वांट टू सी. नाउ यू नोटिस एफएनओ स्टॉक्स आर ऑलमोस्ट 200, उसमें से कितने निकले? ओनली 5. So I've really reduced my work, and this is based on two factors. So notice this menu, this part of the menu, इस पे दो चीज लिखे हुए हैं. One is live mode, one is last candle close. इसका क्या महत्व है, इसका क्या मतलब है? When we are talking of last candle close, we are basically saying yesterday's data. क्योंकि कई बार हम लोग सुबह उठ के आते हैं, चलो रात को कल का बाजार तो बंद हो गया, बट कल के ट्रेडिंग में कौन से बाई सिग्नल्स आए थे? यू वांट टू स्टडी yesterday's market, कि what confirmed buy signals did I get yesterday? Okay, now because this is Friday's data, yesterday will be Thursday. So ये जो buy signal दिख रहे हैं ये Thursday के हैं. ये these are not belonging to Friday. So if I actually click on this, you see this crossover happened over here and then not here, here on this day, on the 18th. 19th को वैसे ही था. That's because it is based on last candle, not that day itself. Now, if I want to know, so if I want to study the previous day, I put it on last. Otherwise, I will usually keep it in live mode. अब लाइव मोड में कल कोई भी डेली चार्ट पे बाय सिग्नल नहीं था. ब्रॉड मार्केट वाज डाउन, सो यू सी देयर इज नथिंग. ओके, मे बी देयर वाज समथिंग ऑन आवरली, गॉड नोस. फॉर दैट आई विल हैव टू रियली ड्रिल डाउन टू अ शॉर्ट टाइम फ्रेम. इसमें मैं आर्ली में भी देख सकता हूँ कि अच्छा आर्ली में थे क्या, 3 ही थे. Okay, so whatever time frame, I can actually judge that. So I can click on Oro Pharma. Is this a new signal? Interesting. It went below zero and then gave a buy. Okay, but overall on the daily it is in, well, this is the only one which is in daily buy. क्योंकि डेली में ये ICICI Pru भी सेल में है. एंड द बेसिक फिल्टर हियर इज वीकली इज इन बाय. सो डेली पे मैंने कोई फिल्टर नहीं डाला है. बट द इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग आई वाज मेंशनिंग हियर इज दिस इज लाइव मोड. सो व्हाट डज लाइव मोड मीन? लाइव मोड मीन्स कि आज जो तेजी, आज का जो मार्केट ओपन है, जो चल रहा है, इसमें कौन सा सिग्नल आ सकता है. इट इज नॉट अ सिग्नल दैट इज ऑलरेडी कम. आ सकता है. आ सकता है मीन्स व्हेन दिस टाइम फ्रेम क्लोजेस. सो इफ आई एम लुकिंग एट द आर्ली चार्ट मीन्स एट द एंड ऑफ द आवर. ओके, आर मतलब 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. तो अगर ये न्यू बाय दिखा रहा है मुझे 3 बजे, 3:15 बजे, मतलब 3:30 बजे कंफर्म होगा. अगर 2:15 बजे दिखा रहा है मतलब 3 बजे कंफर्म होगा. 3 बजे तक अगर ये न्यू बाय में ही रहता है, तब जाके इट विल बिकम एन एक्चुअल बाय सिग्नल. सो दिस इज गिविंग मी एन एडवांस इंडिकेशन कि मुझे ध्यान का रखना है. सो सिमिलर थिंग टुडे, डेली में कोई बाय नहीं था कल, बट इफ देयर वाज अ न्यू बाय सिग्नल ऑन द डेली चार्ट, दैट वुड बी कि दिन में मैंने अगर दोपहर के 1 बजे भी देख लिया या 2 बजे देख लिया कि हाँ ये न्यू बाय सिग्नल्स आ सकते हैं, इसका मतलब मेरा एग्जीक्यूशन जो है उन बाय सिग्नल्स का 3:30 बजे के पहले होना चाहिए. विच इज बिफोर द मार्केट क्लोजेज आई शुड बी एबल टू एग्जीक्यूट बिकॉज दे विल कंफर्म. Buy signal will confirm only at 3:30. So if at 3:30 that new buy signal is still there on the screen, that means it is getting confirmed. So now you will say, yeah, so that means we should buy it tomorrow. But what I do is I don't wait for tomorrow because there is a long back test that we have done in Dow theory based on the historical data, and found that 50% of your returns that happen when we do an annual CAGR, compounded annual rate of growth, जो रिटर्न आता है साल भर का, 50% ऑफ दैट रिटर्न व्हेन वी डू अ टेस्ट ऑफ से 10-15 years ऑफ डेटा कम्स फ्रॉम ओवरनाइट गैप्स। मतलब ओवरनाइट जो भाव ऊपर चले जाते हैं नीचे चले जाते हैं उसमें आता है। सो व्हेन आई गेट अ बाय सिग्नल आई यूजुअली डोंट लाइक टू वेट फॉर टुमारो अनलेस डेली में बाय आ रहा है और आर्ली में सेल है, द आर्ली चार्ट इज टेलिंग मी वेट फॉर वन मोर डे, चलो दैट इज अ रीजन टू वेट। बट अदरवाइज usually I say forget it, just if execute it today rather than tomorrow morning. That is sort of the approach. So that is why you have a live mode. The live mode tells you what is executable today at the end of that period. Okay, not right away, not immediately, but at the end. So if it is a daily chart, end of the day. If it is a weekly chart, end of the week, which means Friday 3:30, monthly 3:30, hourly at the end of the hour, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. It prepares you in advance. So you can come up with various combinations. See, हमने यहाँ जो मल्टी कॉम्बिनेशन दिया है, एवरी टाइम द सेम कॉम्बिनेशन में नॉट बी रेलिवेंट। कभी कभी बाजार अलग अलग स्टेजेस में होता है एंड डिफरेंट डिफरेंट स्टेजेस टेल यू कि नहीं अभी ये कॉम्बिनेशन अप्लाई करना चाहिए। सी आफ्टर यू आर वॉचिंग द मार्केट फॉर क्वाइट सम टाइम यू विल गेट अ सेंस कि अरे यहाँ पे तो मंथली में निफ्टी सेल में चल रहा है। ओके, और बट बहुत बड़े सपोर्ट के पास आ गया है, 20 मंथ या 40 मंथ सपोर्ट तक आ गया है। तो इस सपोर्ट लेवल पे अगर बाजार घूम गया तो वीकली लोअर टाइम फ्रेम पे कौन से बाई सिग्नल आ रहे हैं, राइट? सो देन व्हाट यू आर रियली सेइंग इज दैट आई वांट टू लुक स्टॉक्स व्हिच आर इन सेल इन मंथली, क्योंकि मार्केट हैज बीन फॉलिंग फॉर द लास्ट 4 months। सॉरी। But on the weekly chart, I want to find where the buy signals are coming, new buy signals are coming. Okay, not always you will get something. This time it looks like we're not getting anything on the FNO basket. I can try different baskets. I can run it on 500 and see. It's actually a tough week. So actually tough week क्या है? More or less monthly में ना, there are many stocks that have been giving bullish crossovers. So you're not getting so many on the sell and then a combination with weekly buy. So if I put this on all, see there are a lot of monthly sells, but this week markets were, down, that the stocks are not giving weekly bullish crossovers at this point of time. So ठीक है, there is nothing. But like I said, that is a situation. There will be a situation where the Nifty is in sell, coming to a support, and you want to find stocks that after having fallen for some time are coming into buy mode. So उस तरह के सेटअप आपको इस पे मिल जाएंगे. Okay, maybe it is there in last candle. I don't know. I did not check. Okay, so there are. See, I just saw a few. So let us shortlist. Previous week में, in the previous week, because I put last candle now on weekly chart, previous week में 4 ऐसे signals थे. So this is the main point when we actually looking at this. Okay, because we are looking at, so we open the weekly and यहाँ पे weekly पे इस तरह के signals हैं, है ना? A new buy came in the last week. You can see this crossover again. It's gone back to sell, but it was there for that time period. This is still on. Okay, this is also still on. Now, this signal may not be relevant today, but like I said, it is relevant when if you're looking for something that has fallen and is about to turn around. So you see, imagination हमारा कुछ भी हो सकता है कि इस तरह की चीज ढूंढें, किस तरह की चीज ढूंढें, कोई भी कॉम्बिनेशन का आप करके ढूंढ सकते हैं फटाफट, and on the relevant basket that you really want. So this is what the scanner really helps you do, is speed up your work. And on the right hand side, because you have the chart, you can also visually check कि हाँ कहाँ पे है, is it above the average, has the RMI gone below zero, etc. So all those basic checkpoints can actually be visited. So I hope this has given a lot of clarity. I know I've covered a lot of ground. I'll just go back to the PPT so that you see what all we have really discussed so far. So we've tried to first understand what is the RMI indicator, why use RMI and its variations, understanding the zero line, positive and negative divergences, combination with multi-time frame analysis, okay, and using the scanners. This is sort of what we have, covered over here, and which has included many points. Like I said, the indicator moves like a sine wave. Okay, its advantages are that it's faster, works across securities, across time frames, hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, कोई भी time frame पे, fewer whipsaws, and both long and short signals. It's plotted along with a 9-day EMA to generate buy and sell signals. Okay, the zero line essentially helps us judge which are the most important buy signals or most important sell signals and which ones to ignore. Okay, and when we are looking for price and momentum divergences, it further helps us in riding the trend for a longer period of time. And that's how you basically execute. So execution is multi-time frame. You use 2 time frames to first judge which side you should be on, and then look for those signals which are, like I said, based on the zero line, the correct signals. Those are the ones you execute. Watch out for divergences. Divergences can give you advance warnings of a possible reversal coming in the next or two, pullbacks. The higher time frame determines what are the trades you really take on the lower time frame, right? जो higher time frame है, अगर वो तेजी में है तो मुझे तेजी करना है, लो higher time frame मंदी में है तो मैं तेजी मंदी दोनों भी खेल सकता हूँ. That sort of determines which side I will trade on. The choice of combination of time frames is based on आपको कौन सी ट्रेडिंग करनी है. इंट्राडे ट्रेडर हो, 15 मिनट 5 मिनट भी यूज कर सकते हो. थोड़ा टाइम फ्रेम इंट्राडे में भी लंबा है तो आवरली और 15 मिनट का कॉम्बिनेशन यूज कर सकते हो. If you're a 4 or 5 day kind of trader, short term trader, you want to hold for 5 days, 10 days, then you use a daily and hourly combination. If you're slightly higher time frame, 3-4 हफ्ते तक खड़े रहना है, then you use a weekly daily combination. And if you're a long term investor, you can do monthly weekly combination. So the combination of time frames that you're using, 2 time frames that you use, is based on what time frame you really want to trade. Now, I usually have all 3 time frames open on my chart. Once you become comfortable, you'll keep multiple. So I look at daily, weekly, hourly, usually are on my chart, for most trading decisions. Only when it comes to investing, I would like to look at the monthly cycle also. Is it extending on the average, or is it really taking support, and has the cycle gone to zero, and is it starting a new cycle? So where am I entering in the stock on the monthly degree? Is it a trend continuation or is it a new cycle? That I try to check on the monthly chart. And finally, using the scan. So scan allows you to quickly do some of these things, find stocks that might have good setups so that you can quickly look at it and come up with your own requirements. So that's my part of the explanation. We can take questions on anything around the RMI or anything else that you may want to ask on the Strike platform itself. Okay, so we'll do that for the next 15-20 minutes, or as the case is. So you can anybody who wants to ask a question, you can unmute, ask your question, and I will answer.
रोहित, मैंने कुछ क्वेश्चंस भेजे हैं चैट में. कैन यू सी? आई हैव सेंट इट टू यू एज वेल. I can speak, but there is a baby sleeping with me in the car, so is it okay if you read those questions, Ashish?
Just 1 second, let me find the chat.
Very first, probably.
So there are a lot of questions here. No, this is not on Zero Dha. Your questions are from, what's your name? Sorry.
आशीष, मैं आपको डीएम करता हूँ अभी.
By the time, can you explain the lines on the RMI indicators?
So this is not on trending view, or in which platforms does it have this indicator RMI?
Yeah, so the platform which I was showing you, that is Strike. This is the Strike platform. You can see Strike is written on the left-hand top corner. To get this platform, you go to web.strike.money. Okay, if you have not used it before, the first time it will give you a 7-day free trial. And after that, the charges are very nominal. It's at 650 per month. But there are some introductory discounts over there. So you can check those out under the pricing here. But like I said, first time you log in, they'll give you a 7-day trial. So here the plans and billing are on the right top corner. So this is the platform. Okay, it has many tools apart from RMI. RMI is what we were trying to explain today. This is not on other brokers like Zerodha and so on. Some people do have trading view access with it, but those are only those who have taken our mentorship programs, have trading view access to the RMI. Yeah, Ashish, you were asking something. I didn't get your question. 1 second.
If someone has recently joined Strike, how do we learn all the features of Strike?
So if you've recently joined it, the first thing you should do is go to the help section. Okay, the help section has videos on every tool that we have created. Okay, some of them, if you find missing, we will be doing them, and we are doing these webinars every Saturday since the last 3 months. We've been doing them on Saturdays so that we cover different topics and have the live Q&A. So the videos help you in understanding directly, and if you need a Q&A, then the webinars are continue to happen. There are also so these are the pre-recorded videos. Some of the previous webinar recordings are also uploaded, so you'll find them on the under the webinar section. So if you simply go to the left-hand side bottom here, webinars, these are previous webinars that have been recorded also on different topics.
Hi Rohit, this is Ratnesh. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah, I want to know about the details of lines in RMI. What are those lines?
sure. Now, I was just answering Ashish's question, so I'm just going to try and do that before I come to yours.
Sure.
I seem to have, I think I opened the chat. No, I'm not able to find my chat only.
Hello. मैं पूछ देता हूँ questions.
He has reposted the question, sir. You can see just 4-5 chats before.
In
I'll
case
just
of
count. I'll
so
just
you have written here, in case of exits, long-term trade, more weightage to exit will be 20 or 40, which are plotted by default. Yeah, in the Rohit trade setup, we have plotted those by default. The 20 is good for holding on to a trade and an exit. The 40 is usually useful for longer term, like if I'm trying to hold on to a larger cycle. So, which means that I want to still hold on to an investment, so it's more when I'm doing cash market, I prefer to use the 40. But if it is a trade, then the 20 is more useful.
Okay. So I think वो उसके ऊपर थे पहले वाले क्वेश्चंस मैं रिपीट कर देता हूँ एक बार. I'll say in Hindi as well. तो जब हम RMI से कुछ खरीदते हैं तो एक बार मैंने किया, obviously RMI फ्लक्चुएट करता है. So I'll have to go and check those things say every day, every week, because obviously कोई अलर्ट नहीं आता है. मैंने कुछ ले लिया तो अब मेरे पास वो होल्डिंग है, maybe it's a weekly holding or a long term holding. तो कोई अलर्ट नहीं आता, तो that means I have to go again and check these things very frequently on the platform itself, right?
As of now, yes, we are working on the alerts part. It will come up at some point of time. So then you will be able to get a mobile alert or something. But right now, you will need to check, yes. You can, in fact, run these things on your own portfolio also. That's something I didn't explain. So let me just show you how you can do that. When you go to the home screen, there's something here called watch list on the right-hand side. So you can create your own watch list by clicking here down on create watch list. Once you create a watch list with any name, like here I've created Rohit's watch list, you can add stocks to it by clicking on add. You can add multiple stocks at the same time. Okay, you can keep searching and adding different stocks. And all of them which I have chosen over here, all the 5 that I just chose, are all going to get added moment I click on add to watch list. Okay, so they will become part. So this way I can have my own portfolio.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. Now there is an option to import their own CSV file also in the watch list. You see the import button?
Yeah, so now there's an import button and you can upload your own CSV file, but CSV must have a format, na?
Yeah, so just close this. There is a download sample CSV right above there. Just click on import.
Yeah.
There is a download
This-
sample CSV. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So this is the format.
Okay, so in this format, if you have your own portfolio, you can upload it. If it's large, if you're comfortable adding it yourself, you can add it. And once you've actually done that, then you can go to the scanner and simply scan on your own portfolio. So the portfolios will show up here and you can look at what are the signals on your portfolio. And like I said, we will eventually come up with alerts where you will get the alerts for the signals.
Okay. मैं इसको यूज कर रहा हूँ ऑलरेडी. तो एक चीज और इसमें है, जैसे मैंने कुछ 10 स्टॉक्स खरीदे थे तो मैंने RMI देखा था, वैल्यूएशन सेटअप देखा था और कुछ टेक्निकल्स देखे थे, देयर इज ट्रेडिंग अबाउट 40 वीक EMA. लेकिन उसमें भी सक्सेस रेशियो अभी कम है. तो ऐसा क्या कर सकते हैं कि उसका सक्सेस रेशियो को बढ़ाया जाए? एंड ऑब्वियसली देयर इज नो इंडिकेटर जो 100% हमेशा सही होगा, राइट? आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट. बट ऐसा क्या करा जाए जिससे इसका सक्सेस रेशो को बढ़ाया जाए? और जब मैंने वो 40 वीक ईएमए देखा, तो वेदर आई लुक एट 40 वीक ईएमए और 200 डे ईएमए, इट्स द सेम थिंग आई।
It's almost close. Yeah, the 200 day and the 40 week are very close to each other. And see, so the results improve by doing two things. One is by using two time frames, and the second is the market itself. And also, I don't know, were you investing or were you trading? You saying strike valuation means you're investing. Okay, so
Investing, like
so if you're
I looked at strike valuation, and then I look at 3 year, 3 year and 5 year valuation, not 1 year, because मैं invest कर रहा हूँ, trade नहीं कर रहा.
so it's very, very early in your trade to say that it worked or didn't work is the first thing I'll say. But even then, there is something known as the market. Market means sometimes if the breadth is strong, क्या होता है कि everything moves and then everything plays out immediately. Right now, for the last couple of weeks, the breadth is weak. You are only getting IT sector or some certain sectors moving up. Right. So it is possible that something you picked moved or didn't move. But if it is in trending mode, which means that if it is broadly holding above the, say, 40 week, as you mentioned, then I find those stocks to be largely trending in nature. So it may take some patience, but 40 week wale stocks are trending unless it really breaks that. So we do have, in fact, I do scan it on this. Like, for example, here I've scanned a 50 week in front of you. Okay, I put the Bollinger Band and average also. Okay. The only thing is average को मुझे 9 पे सेट करना 40 पे सेट करना पड़ेगा या 50 जो भी है. So now, so I'm looking at a stock which is trend. Now if I look at a stock like this which is trending over the 40 week, really I expect it to do well. But am I buying it up here? If I buy it up here, my immediate experience will be negative. So then question is, did I look at the signal? So I need to put the RMI also, because the RMI here is in sell. So this is the higher, no, this is the higher time frame, right? This is weekly. So the weekly is in sell. The daily may be in buy. May have given a buy signal here and failed. So the combination really helps that, if the weekly is in sell, then I will not trade, I will not take the entry on the daily chart. Those are the type of things that
If weekly is in sell, I will not take entry. Sorry, can you repeat that to me?
if the weekly or the higher time frame is in sell, then on the lower time frame, I will not buy.
ठीक है. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. Yeah, I think मैं बात करने को करूँगा, but thank you.
Rohit, how can we do this RMI indicator on the trading view?
No, on trading view, we only give it where people have completed the mentorship program.
So how do we do this mentorship program?
It's there on the website. We are doing some changes right now to the offering, but it's there on the website. We usually do it once a year. It used to be a 4-month long session every Sunday for the entire year. That's what we've been doing for the last 5 years.
Okay, so
yeah.
So the details are there on this Strike platform, you're saying?
Yes, and there's a phone number, Chavan's number. You can speak to him also for more details.
Sure. Thanks.
Yeah.
Rohit sir, one question here. सर RMI जो आपने बताया कि फॉर बाय सिग्नल अगर 0 से नीचे क्रॉसओवर होता है RMI और उसका एवरेज लाइन का, देन वी शुड एंटर. लेट्स से दैट हैपेंस एंड वी एंटर, बट थोड़ी देर के बाद में विपशॉ होके वो फिर से नीचे की तरफ क्रॉसओवर होता है, स्टिल बिलो 0. तो शुड वी होल्ड और शुड वी मतलब ट्रेड काट के निकल जाएं? केस इन पॉइंट, आई मीन, सो दैट यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम आस्किंग इज से सिल्वर का चार्ट फॉर लास्ट 3-4.
Okay, see on this chart. Are you talking about something like this?
Just 1 minute, so let me zoom. No, still no, below zero.
The zero. See it did touch 0 over here.
Sir, I mean, अगर आप सिल्वर का आवरली चार्ट लगाएं for last 5-6 hours, then I will able to explain.
The reason I'm not going to silver is I'm not going off the platform right now. Wait.
Okay, sorry, sir.
Here,
Then, yeah, okay. समथिंग लाइक दिस, ओके, या व्हाट यू जस्ट सर्कल्ड। सो
Yeah.
बट ये भी बहुत क्लीन नहीं है। See, अगर फर्स्ट टाइम क्रॉसओवर में अब जाता, जैसे अक्टूबर 1 के आसपास जो क्रॉसओवर हुआ है, दैट इज लाइक अ क्लीन क्रॉसओवर की अभी इसमें बुलिश एंट्री की जा सकती है, राइट?
Yeah, I'll go to silver only. Chalo.
थैंक यू सर।
So that I can specify.
सिल्वर आवरली, हाँ सिल्वर आवरली, या सो दिस इज द एग्जांपल आई एम आस्किंग। सो 18,
This is the hourly chart.
यस सर, आपके इसमें नहीं हुआ एक्चुअली, बट आफ्टर 19th आई एम डूइंग इट ऑन सिल्वर फ्यूचर एंड
But you may be using a different indicator, na?
no, I'm using RMI indicator only, sir.
RMI on trading view.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So why
Yeah.
is it different? It should be the same. Only reason could be then that I'm using a different contract. क्योंकि मैं
Yes, sir.
ये
Yes, exactly, sir. You're using this dollar का and I'm using silver future and INR. And the question is around 20th. When जो आपका जो crossover नहीं हुआ, in my
आप
case, it is
MCX का यूज कर रहे हो, MCX वाला?
correct, sir. Correct, sir.
चलो ये है MCX का.
Yes, so this is example, sir. Yes. So आप थोड़ा और आगे आइए। हाँ, ये जो 17th को, या यहाँ पे जो क्रॉसओवर हुआ, या सो दिस टू मी इज अ बुलिश एंट्री, क्योंकि ऊपर से आने के बाद में जीरो के नीचे बुलिश एंट्री हुई है।
Yeah, the only additional factor missing over here is that you're still below the 20-day average. I agree that there is a buy signal, but sometimes, like we say, it's a mindset thing, right? This is a sell signal over here, right? This is a sell signal. Now, for the guy who's short, what will he say? He will say, गिरा 20 के ऊपर तो गया नहीं, so it is a trend continuation. The downward trend is still in continuation.
Okay.
For the guy who went short over here.
Yes.
And I'm just changing the mind. I'm just changing it so that we think of it differently. So ये कई बार ऐसा होता है. अब ऐसा भी होता है कि it didn't break to a new low in this scenario, but this is a scenario where the low broke. So when we don't cross the average, sometimes it can be, there is always a chance कि it fails.
Okay.
The other thing is that in this you have also not overlaid what is happening at this point of time here. This is around the 17th, right? 17th of July पे डेली में क्या था सिग्नल?
दैट वाज, वो नीचे की तरफ कोशिश कर रहा था आने का।
तो 17th of July को सेल सिग्नल आया डेली में, ठीक है? So after 17th of July it is in sell. On the 18th of July it is in sell. You are trying to buy the hourly buy signal by ignoring the daily signal. That's what I was also explaining earlier कि higher time frame पे जो है उसके अलाइन करके उससे करेंगे तो then you will not get into the bad signals.
Understood, sir. Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
One small question that
Yeah, Rohit.
this indicator is available on Trade Tiger also of Sharekhan. Probably you were with them earlier.
Yes, I have put it there.
So is there a difference between that RMI and the RMI which is on the strike?
No, there cannot be a difference. Na?
Probably if you have improved after coming to the strike and probably may have made some changes or something.
No. It wouldn't be fair to make changes. Now, this indicator has had the same formula for 25, 26 years. Okay. Only one, the last time I made one small change is somewhere in 1999. After that, nothing.
Hi, Rohit. I was asking about the two lines.
No, okay, just like, what is it? You are the other gentleman is still asking something.
Yeah, Rohit. My name is Verma K. You can see.
No, not Verma. I think the person who was asking earlier, I thought he was still speaking. Okay. No, the two lines. So two lines, what are you asking about?
What are these signal lines? I mean, moving averages of how many days?
The green and red?
Yes.
See, this green line is what I call the RMI, right? The Rohit Momentum Indicator. So the formula of that is proprietary. So we don't really give it away. It is a combination of indicators. What we do is a degree of smoothing. We do give higher weightage to shorter time periods so that it moves quickly. That is the basic. And the red line is basically a 9-day average of the green line.
Okay.
Yeah. So 9 EMA of the indicator is typical in any indicator. MACD में भी है, जिसमें भी there's always a red 9 line which is used for the crossovers. Yeah, Mr. Verma.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity, Rohit.
Yeah.
I am not referring to this typical RMI. I am actually referring to the video that you posted yesterday, right?
Okay.
You talked about whether the market is actually having legs, so I watched that and it was good. Now, could you please substantiate what you said yesterday in your video through the RMI route? Is it possible?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, thanks.
So in fact, while I was giving the explanation earlier also, I did substantiate it. I will do so again. So when I take a monthly, because we are trying to take a high time frame, okay, when I look at the monthly RMI, what has happened over here is very similar to what happened in the last bull market, that is here. And what is happening here? What happened is, once we got a buy signal down here, here we got a buy signal down here, every pullback ended at the 20 period average.
Right.
And this ended only here. And then this is the relevant sell signal. We can probably draw a trend line here and say, okay, this also broke. Right now, we have done the first pullback. See, nothing is going to look the same, but the behavior is the same.
Behavior is the same.
It came back to the 20 period average. It is extending. So this is what I call a ongoing. So continuing. This is all what we call as a continuation of the same trend.
All right.
There's
Yeah.
no reversal over here.
Yes, got your point. Thank you so much.
But you're saying a reversal will be there if it breaks 40 EMA. Is that what you're hinting or
No, 20, the 20 in this case, the way we are looking at it, it's the 20 over here which is holding ground. So the 20 is currently at, what is it, 20,276.
हाँ नहीं, बट मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि 20 मतलब ट्रेंड का कंटिन्यूशन है, लेकिन
हाँ।
अगर वो 40 EMA को तोड़ देता है, दैट मींस नाउ वी आर एंटरिंग इनटू बियर टेरिटरी. अब रिवर्सल हो चुका है या हो गया है अगर ये EMA 40 को तोड़ देता है से नेक्स्ट वीक.
Yeah, sure. 40 is very, very far. It's like 18,000 something.
हाँ मतलब जो भी है, I'm just to understand the concept. अगर वो
No,
EMA
but
40 को तोड़ देता है, then we are moving.
No, the 40 is used in a slightly, see, it all depends on what the market is doing. It's not me decides. I don't decide whether 20 is relevant or 40 is relevant. The market decides. So in this scenario, what we are finding here is that the 20 is relevant. The break of 20 here is itself a sign of the trend coming to an end. I didn't have to wait for the 40 here to break. तब तक तो आधा bear market ही खत्म हो गया. So that would be very late according to me. In this case also here, if the 20 is holding, the 20 is the cutoff point. The 40 can be a cutoff point on some time frame where that works better. Say, for example, here you're noticing this in the recent period. On the weekly chart, we noticed that the 40 week here is holding for this current move. So therefore, I can say, okay, I can call it a trend reversal on the 40 week. So this comes down to our own observation of what is the market paying attention to? Is it paying attention to the 20, to the 40? What is it doing? So even if I go back here to 2008, here the 40 is being paid attention to, but here it finally broke. But this is on the weekly chart. But on the monthly chart, right now the 20 is holding.
As a long-term investor, if I have to look at the exit signal, तो मेरे को एग्जिट जब 20 पे आ जाता है तब कर देना चाहिए या मेरे को 40 का वेट करना चाहिए. एज यू सेड इट इज हाफ, तो मतलब आई एम लूजिंग अ लॉट अगर मैं 40 EMA की वेट करता हूँ एग्जिट करने के लिए.
Yes, so 20 month is what I'm suggesting right now.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. Good morning, sir. Sumit here.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Actually, I had been using your platform from last 1.5 months, and I'm trying to get an hands-on. I find this to be a really amazing analytical tool. I have a certain question regarding this, sir.
Yeah.
Generally, the issue which I faced was if there is a divergent signal, in case there is in the hourly signal, there is an uptrend, and in the daily signal, there is a downtrend. And I generally do PTSD or intraday or maximum short term swing trades for a week. In that case, if I want to ride the hourly uptrend, getting the entry on that will be a right thing, or do I have to wait for a correct signal in the daily time frame?
No, so as long as the daily time frame is aligned with the hourly, then all I'm doing is executing on the hourly.
Sir, could you open the chart of Ashok Leland? In the hourly and the daily time frame.
Yeah, so now this is the daily chart, right? Daily chart pe I have a sell signal over here. Here also it is whipsawed back to a sell. It has not crossed the 20 as yet. This is the daily chart.
Out here, I have to wait for the crossover of 0, right?
Yeah. For a crossover of the average also, here also there's no buy signal on the daily. So the hourly, now I'll go to, so daily is in sell. The hourly is given a sell signal here.
Can we sir do a pre-anticipation out here that eventually it will take a turnover since it's well below the 0 line? So take an entry once there is a minor turnover in the hourly time frame.
So there has to be a basis for doing that, na? How do I know this will not keep falling?
No, if there is obviously a trend line breakover.
Yeah, so there has to be some logic that drives my entry. The only way we do that kind of early entry, if at all, is by using Elliott wave analysis. Okay, if I am only using the RMI, then I would not do that because it doesn't tell me that information. I don't know whether this particular stock has become oversold, has reached a critical support. Now, a critical support could be there, but then for that, you will have to check multiple time frames. Like on the weekly chart, am I close to the 20, 40 lower Bollinger Band? Nothing. There is no support. On the daily chart, am I at something? No. Yesterday, we have closed below the 40-day also. And I'm not at the lower band, or any lower band is also falling. There's no level at which I can say, okay, now I should preempt this. There should be some reason.
Sir, the chart of Muthoot Finance. Hourly time frame.
Yeah.
Since it's well above the 20 EMA, and even in the daily frame, it's above the 20 EMA, but in the daily frame, it's showing generally a sell signal, and the hourly frame, it's showing an up signal, and it's above the 20 EMA. So in cases like this, what's your opinion on this?
No, so in the case like this, I have to wait for the daily also to confirm. Now, there is a case on the daily. I'll tell you what it is. Because for me, the logic is more important than I'm not going to recommend anything over here ki ye le lo, ye bech do. So even if the question is positioned indirectly to get my advice, I have to be careful about not giving you any advice. So notice this is a buy signal here.
Yes.
After that, have we gone below the 20 average? No. So since we have not, and we have held here once also, so it is showing the ability to hold the 20. Now, when it is showing that ability, then this level can be a good support. But even then, I want the hourly signal to come in, right? So now here it is a risk taking capability. If you say that should I buy at the 20-day here without waiting for the hourly signal, it's your choice.
No, my question is regarding that. Eventually, I can take a ride once it has crossover over the 0, be it in the hourly or be it in the daily. I can ride the trend.
Yeah, you can do that.
But sir, NMDC.
But you can do that here only because the daily chart is showing you a trend. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The higher time frame is going to be important. Now, I'm not going to take any more stocks from you, sir. You can't ask me about 100 stocks.
Okay, sure, no issue with that. Sir, I'm unable to access the 5 minutes and the 15 minutes time frame on this.
Yeah, so here we have not given the 5 minute, 15 minute, but if you just change this to interactive charts, the only difference is here you'll have to add the indicators. Here you do have 5 minute. You can click on the indicator and just add RMI. Now see what I've done here, for those who don't know, I've added it, created a favorite. You can make anything a favorite. Okay, once you make a favorite, you can simply click on these indicators and my setup is there immediately.
So we'll take only one or two more questions, sir.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
sir. Thank you very much.
next is
Sorry,
Saurabh.
इसमें
Yeah.
sorry एक question है.
Sorry, Saurabh, you can ask your question.
Hi Rohit, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, it's been a month since I started using Strike, and I find it to be a fantastic tool for data analysis. I myself use Python and PineScript to write codes.
Thank you.
There are few things which I find missing. One is volume, because volume and price they go hands in hands. A confirmation would be rising volumes for.
But volume can be added. I just added volume over here.
Yeah, I have been adding volume, but that does not stay. Every time I go to a chart, I have to add volume.
Okay.
So if chart layouts could be saved, that is one.
Yeah.
Second is alerts. As you said, you're working on it. That would be great.
Yeah.
Third is if Strike can be available on mobile platforms like a phone or a tablet device, that would be very convenient.
Yeah, we are working on that also, because it's very difficult for a data intensive thing to be on, but we have found some way of doing some things on our mobile.
Absolutely. And I'd also like to be associated in any way I can, if possible.
Yeah. So
like I've tried working on some indicators. One is Mansfield relative strength. How a stock's price is moving relative to the index. So that works for me. There is in your RMI, I find that whenever there's a Bollinger Band squeeze, and RMI gives indication, then that works to be works pretty good.
Okay.
So a few things which I find to be very conclusive.
Okay. So no, so you are looking at getting those developed, or what is it that you're thinking?
Like Mansfield relative strength can be scripted. I have scripted it on TradingView. I also do it on my laptop using Python. I get the data and I try to find stocks which are having a crossover, monthly, weekly, or daily crossover.
Okay.
What is the name? You just
it's Mansfield relative strength. It was devised by Stan Mansfield. I came to know about it from a book by Stan Mansfield. So it's a proprietary tool which was used way back in, I think, mid 1950s, 70s. And that tracks a stock's performance relative to the index.
So we are doing the same thing in a different tool, that is RRG. So that is also benchmarking it relative to the index. So you can try using that. We have given RRG in form of charts also now. You can plot the ratios on the chart.
Yes, RRG also I find to be very useful, the lagging and the leading stocks. So it's a great way to find identify stocks. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Rohit, can I ask a question? सॉरी आपने एक बाय न्यू बाय और सेल न्यू सेल जो एक बेसिक चीज आरएमआई में वो एक्सप्लेन नहीं करी, मे बी हमें पता हो, लेकिन आई थिंक इट्स वेरी बेसिक के एक न्यू बाय का सिग्नल होता है, एक बाय का होता है, न्यू सेल का होता है, सेल, उसमें क्या डिफरेंस है? वी कैन स्पेंड अ मिनट ऑन दैट.
Surely, that's a good question.
आई थिंक वो सबको सबको बेनिफिट करेगा।
Ladies first.
Yeah. So, so I'm just taking with stock. Let me take a stock with some clean moves. Yeah. So see, essentially, this is what we call as a new buy or a new sell signal. Wherever there is a crossover, so every crossover is defined as a new buy or a new sell, irrespective of zero line and all. We have, that concept is not there here. That is here. It just tells you ki whether there is a crossover. Okay. After that, ये throughout तो buy में ही है. It's not new, ना. It already happened here. So this is the new buy. Okay. After that, it will remain in buy mode till it gives another sell signal. So this will become a new sell. Then after that, it remains in sell till there is a crossover here, wherever there is a crossover. And here it will become a new buy, new sell. Again here, buy, sell, buy, sell. There will be couple of signals. Where it whipsaws, there will be multiple buy, sell signals. Is that clear?
Yes, thank you.
Rohit, can I ask a question on RRG?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've been using RRG since the time it's launched and it's doing wonderful. So I just wanted to ask that, like apart from yesterday's, how the markets fared, where we had arrows pointing from weakening to leading, which is supposed to be good, and they obviously reversed because of the way markets were yesterday. Yeah, something related to this. So I also wanted to know how you said about the momentum indicator. Does that work for RRG too? Like you have to first see the weekly and the then go to the daily and hourly? Does that work too?
Yeah, that also works. That question was asked to Julius when he did the webinar a couple of weeks ago.
I did see, but I don't remember maybe.
Yeah, he spoke about combination because people ask that question, same question,
Yeah.
that should we see it from the context of a higher, lower time frame? You
Yeah.
can, because he did not outright recommend, I mean, say that this is what you should do.
Okay.
He leaves that very, very open because usually when some people think this is used for long, generally we think, okay, it can be used by investors, even traders can use it. So if you're using a higher time frame, if you're looking at weekly, then you would think, okay, weekly if it is going from relative, from improving to leading, this is what I should do. So usually we don't think of it from a higher, lower time frame. But I think you can. I mean, there is no harm. It might even improve the overall outcome that, you're only looking for stocks going from improving to leading, which are already leading on the monthly.
Yeah. So it doesn't seem to follow a pattern as such, like how the RMI is showing a pattern. Apart from the IT, where the IT stocks have gone up and it was in lagging in a weekly or a monthly frame. Apart from that, the others really haven't. I haven't been able to formulate that on a higher or a lower time frame fits. I don't know. Maybe it's too shorter time span to kind of figure that. Individually, stock specific also.
Yeah, because I'm not able to plot it, so I have not tried to do that also myself.
Okay.
But in theory, it should work. Why? Because when we are plotting relative momentum and relative performance, we are looking at underlying is the same, right? Momentum is momentum. So here, when we are plotting on the right hand scale JD RS momentum, we are essentially saying momentum of various things. So the momentum will have cycles which are higher and lower. So logically, it should work.
So, sir, we have made available the plot feature. At the top, there is a radio button on the chart, the RRG in the chart, left side.
Oh yeah, this.
Yeah.
So you can see both the RRG in ratio and the indicator plotted.
You can see it like we are looking at RMI. What is it on
Okay.
daily versus
Yeah.
what is it on weekly?
I was trying to figure this out, but yeah. Okay. So okay. Also, can we? Is there a provision in the future wherein the watch lists that we have made can we plot it against the Nifty 50 on the RRG? Because right now, let's say no, like the chemical index. Like suppose I make a chemical index which is not there in a normal Nifty index. So the chemical is not there. Like I have made my own watch list, but I'm not able to plot the watch list on the RRG. I can plot the individual stocks. Like let's say you take Nifty Energy. So I have made a watch list like energy sector. So I can plot that on RRG, but not the index itself.
Acha, you mean the custom index?
Yes,
No,
yes, yes.
that is not yet there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Because that is a complex. See, making an index is a complex calculation. It's not like
That's why I said in the
I can't
future.
do an average. I just can't take the average of 14 stocks. It is the market cap. Should it be equal weighted? So that is a decision that you have to take. We also have to take. If we try to convert into index, what should be the calculation?
Okay, all right.
Oh, sir, can you do this, one webinar on RRG also? I know Julius take it, but if you can take it, it will be
I
great.
know a lot of people have asked me, so I will do it.
सर रिगार्डिंग आरआरजी
Yeah.
एक छोटा सा सजेशन है डिफाइन एज वालों ने अपने वो बना रखे हैं वॉच लिस्ट बना रखी है बहुत ही ज्यादा एग्जॉस्टिव कि केमिकल्स का ये हो गया पेपर का ये हो गया पैकेजिंग का ये हो गया आई नो आपने ये प्रॉब्लम आइडेंटिफाई की है कि भाई वॉच लिस्ट बनाना एक बात होती है और उस पे उसका इंडेक्स बनाना अकॉर्डिंग टू वेटेज दैट इज अ प्रॉब्लम बट अगर आप ये चीज कर पाएंगे ना तो ये सर नेक्स्ट लेवल पे ही चला जाएगा प्लीज ये कंसिडर कीजिएगा
No, that is what create predefined lists, sector lists. That's what you're saying.
यस सर सो डिफाइनेज वालों का आप चेक कीजिएगा उनका बहुत एग्जॉस्टिव है सर
क्या चेक कीजिएगा
डिफाइनेज है जो बेसिकली ऑब्स्ट्रा जिनका है ना उनके प्लेटफॉर्म पे बहुत एग्जॉस्टिव लिस्ट है इंडिसेस की मतलब वॉच लिस्ट है उनकी सेक्टोरल
So there is something similar we are already which is already under development. So it will be released soon. So I think, sir, we can wrap up today's webinar.
Sure.
So
Sure.
thank you everyone for joining.
Yeah. Thanks everyone. Wait for our next webinar. Probably next Saturday we have something, Shiva.
We'll inform via WhatsApp and social media.
Right. So look forward to the next webinar. We are going to continue to do these series. So thank you everyone for being here. See you all next time.
और एक क्वेश्चन था
group. How to join the WhatsApp group?
So I'll just put both the links in the chat box. Just a minute.
Okay.
हेलो
Yeah.
हाँ सर गुड मॉर्निंग मेरा वो पूछना था अभी आपने जो 15 मिनट का दिखाया इंट्राडे के लिए आरएमआई का वो जरा एक बार वापस दिखाएंगे
हो गया तो
15 minute का. So that was say under any stock you go to charts, you choose interactive chart. Okay. And इसमें आप कोई भी टाइम फ्रेम ले सकते हो 5 मिनट 15 मिनट 30 मिनट.
उसमें आरएमआई लगा के एक बार दिखाइए उसमें से मुझे जीरो लाइन के ऊपर बाई करना है या तो फिर जो न्यू सेल का न्यू बाई का बताया आपने वो हिसाब से
नहीं तरीका तो वही रहेगा कि जीरो लाइन के नीचे ऊपर नहीं बट जीरो लाइन टच करने के बाद जो बाई सिग्नल्स आते हैं
हाँ वो मोमेंटम में आते हैं
हाँ
ओके और ये कमोडिटी में सिग्नल देता है सर इसका
देगा ना बट हमारे पास अभी हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म पे कमोडिटीज नहीं है
ओके
अभी हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म पे सिर्फ इक्विटी मार्केट ही है एनएसई का
और सेकंड वो था कि नेक्स्ट डे और पोजिशनल के लिए अपने को हवरली और डेली का देखना है राइट
हाँ 4-5 दिन का अगर टाइम फ्रेम है आपका तो आवरली और डेली का कॉम्बिनेशन काम करेगा
ओके उसमें ये आरएमआई का एक्यूरेंसी कितना है सर
वी कांट पुट अ परसेंटेज ऑन इट
ओके और इसमें ये जो कॉम्बिनेशन एमएससीडी और आरएसआई इंडिकेटर का है सब इसमें
वो मैं नहीं बोल सकता
अच्छा ओके सर मैंने लिख के रखा था ये 3-4 क्वेश्चन था ओके सर थैंक यू
बिल्कुल थैंक यू